Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I just want to take a moment to talk about the attack today in Alexandria, Virginia. Once again, we're all shocked in mind and soul by a mass shooting, this time targeting apparently Republican congressmen, and I pray to God that everybody pulls through. Violence of any kind is never justified and is the last refuge of the incompetent. Thankfully, none of the members of their staff or police were killed today, and I will say this. Even in the horror of this day, there was reason to take heart in bipartisan responses like this.
We will use this occasion as one that brings us together and not separates us further.
We are united in our shock. We are united in our anguish. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us.
So I just want to say thank you to the congressional leadership and to the president for responding to this act of terror in a way that gives us hope that whatever our differences, we will always be the United States of America. Thank you for that. Now let's try some comedy. What's going on today? Oh, it's Donald Trump's birthday. Yes, Donald Trump's birthday, 71 candles on that cake, although Trump later said it was over 1 million candles. Most candles ever. And 200 Democrats got together to give the president something he might like. But instead, they're suing Trump over foreign payments to his businesses. At least, it is his birthday. It is his birthday, so at least they got together to give him this card. Congratulations, birthday boy. You've been served. It's nice. It's sweet. If you're going to do it, it's a nice way to do it. Also, 24 hours later, we're all still digesting the Senate Intelligence Committee's all-you-can-Stonewall buffet, featuring Attorney General and doll carved from an apple, Jeff Sessions. Sessions, they sneak up on you sometimes. Sessions had a lot to answer for, from his role in the Comey firing to his undisclosed meetings with the Russian ambassador, and Republicans did not hesitate to hold his curly shoes to the fire.
Attorney General, it's good to see you here. It's good to see Mary. I know that there are probably other places you'd both rather be today, and it's good to see you here together and know that your family continues to be proud and supportive of what you do.
Thank you. I'm blessed indeed.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Mr. Sessions, my question is as follows. Are you now or have you ever been the world's greatest grandpa? Do you recognize this mug, sir? At long last, do you not recognize this mug? But, thank you. That shelf is getting very crowded over there.
Yeah,
but there were a few tougher questions for Sessions to answer, namely about conversations he had with the president. But Sessions perfectly expressed his willingness not to answer them.
I'm not able to discuss with you or confirm or deny the nature of private conversations that I may have had with the president. It would be inappropriate for me to answer and reveal private conversations with the president. I'm not able to share with this committee private communications. Because I'm not able to comment on conversations with high officials within the White House.
Wow, he's really good at providing absolutely no information. I think we found the replacement for Sean Spicer. And congratulations, sir. So why isn't Sessions answering? Well, the only possible reason would be that the president had invoked something called executive privilege, which usually prevents his aides from sharing details of their conversations with the president. But Trump hasn't claimed executive privilege here. And Sessions himself cannot claim executive privilege. So what's happening?
You said you don't have the power to assert the power of executive privilege, so what is the legal basis for your refusal to answer these questions?
I am protecting the right of the president to assert it if he chooses.
That's not a thing. You can't just refuse to answer a question in case the president later decides he didn't want you to answer it. You can't just, that's like saying, I invoke my constitutional right to the 28th Amendment, which of course is not written yet, but it might be written one day, and it might say I don't have to answer your question, so I can go outside and play in the sprinklers. Whee! So even though no one has ever heard of this non-privileged privilege before, Sessions claims it's a Department of Justice policy.
Just so I can understand, is the basis of that unwillingness to answer based on executive privilege, or what?
It's a longstanding policy of the Department of Justice not to comment on conversations that the Attorney General has had with the President of the United States.
Can you share those policies with us? Are they written down at the Department of Justice?
I believe they are.
Yes, I believe they're absolutely written down on paper. Totally unrelated question. Can I borrow a pen and some paper? Just for a minute. Could I clear the room, please? Funny thing, though, those answers didn't satisfy California Senator and mom from a cereal ad, Kamala Harris. Senator Harris wanted to know the concrete details of Sessions' secret policy about secrets, and that did not sit well with other members of the committee.
You referred to a longstanding DOJ policy. Can you tell us what policy it is you're talking about?
The policy is based on the principle that the president...
Sir, I'm not asking about the principle. I'm asking when you
I'm unable
would be
to
asked
answer the
these
question.
questions and you would rely on that policy. Did you not ask your staff to show you the policy that would be the basis for you refusing to answer the majority of questions that have been asked?
Chairman, a witness should be allowed to answer the question.
Senators will allow the chair to control the hearing. Senator Harris, let him answer.
Yeah, come on, Senator Harris. If you just give the guy a minute to talk, I'm sure he can come up with a new reason why he can't answer. I got my anti-Senator force field up, and also the floor is lava. I yield the remainder of my time. Now remember, this hearing was about Russian interference in our elections, and Kamala Harris had a lot of questions. Well, let me change that. She had a lot of the first half of questions.
Did you have any communication with any Russian businessmen or any Russian nationals?
I don't believe I had any conversation with Russian businessmen or Russian nationals.
Are you aware of any
Although
communications?
a lot of people were at the convention, it's conceivable that somebody
Sir,
came
I
up to me.
have just a few.
Well, you let me qualify it. If I don't qualify it, you'll accuse me of lying. So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
And I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
Yes. Jeff Sessions doesn't respond to being rushed. In fact, it's the only kind of Russian he won't engage with. But according to former Trump advisor and goatee host organism Jason Miller, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for why Harris kept getting interrupted.
He came out with a surprising amount of vinegar and fire in his belly today with some of his answers. He knocked away some of the hysteria from Kamala Harris.
How was Senator Harris hysterical? I think she asked a lot of questions, actually.
She
was very dogged, there's no question, but I wouldn't say she was any more dogged than Ron Wyden was, would you? Would you say that?
Look, I have my opinion on that. I think she was hysterical.
Really? Really? If anyone was hysterical, maybe it was the old man saying that her questions were scaring him. Oh, have you no shame, Senator Harris? How many verbs is this sentence going to have by the time you're done? Your dangling participles are coming at me like a viper in the night, I do declare. This aggressive line of questioning. I have the vapors. Beauregard, bring me a fainting couch and a mint julep. We got a great show for you tonight. Trevor Noah is here. The return of Russia. Stick around.